so, 2.5 minutes, and we'll push the button here.
Am I good? Does that
Yeah,
sound like I'm
sounds
good?
good.
Now? Okay.
No, good.
Can you give me a live picture?
Yeah. You want that too, huh? Yeah, you want every fucking thing.
Oh, fuck, I got to get what I can get. By the way, we are live on Redneck Announcer Productions, brand new channel. Jim, you're the first one on here. You've been wanting to be
See, I should be the first guest, damn it. I'm number one, the top dog, baby.
He's been wanting to be on the door making download for so damn long. By the way,
got opinions.
By the way, real quick, everybody, that are watching it live, odds are nobody is watching this sumbitch live right now. Nobody is, because the damn channel just got made. Probably not. But if you ever do get a chance and you do watch this.
Oh my God, look at the car. Look, he's on the wall. Did you see it?
You got somebody flipping, you got somebody sideways, all kinds of crazy shit just happened right here.
Did you see it? He was literally on the wall.
He was riding his ass. But anyway, real quick, do want to give a shout out real quick before we go. Okay, that's corn prost.
Look, that
wasn't
on the wall.
That's Mar. I think one of them. I don't know. Somebody fucking wrecked. But anyway, this is but real quick, got to give a huge shout out to my good buddy Jim Cunningham. He's producing and co-commentating tonight. We are not live on Motormouth Broadcasting, but he has his channel with Motormouth Broadcasting. So show him some love. Give him some love, give him some likes, some subscribes, all the good stars, or the gold stars, all that cool shit. Hook him up, and he's allowing this to be the behind the mic, so to speak. And you get to see what I'm doing, the leaderboard and everything. You can kind of follow along, kind of like MRN or kind of radio style. And then you got the race broadcast over there. But if you want to see the actual broadcast, by all means go to Motormouth Broadcast and check it out for Jim Cunningham. So yeah, that was a hell of an I guess that was a hell of an intro. I guess it could have been worse. That was a good
intro. That's right, for your first intro. That's right, on the new channel. We're about to fire off here with the countdown to get us going.
I don't even know if I'm fucking live. Hell, where's my phone at? I gotta go look. Hang on a minute.
Oh, first race, our first broadcast problems. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, for all I know, I'm probably streaming on somebody else's fucking channel.
That's all right, too. That's good.
Hooking them up.
Hope they enjoy the content.
Yeah, they're really gonna love this shit.
What the hell is this on my channel? All right. All right, here we go.
Yeah, we're live. No shit. I mean,
there
ain't nobody one watching, but it's me. But anybody that gets chits and they stream to the damn thing, then there you go. Anyway, that's beside the point. So,
well, if you can link it to Motormouth Broadcasting, maybe somebody will pop over from here and see what's going on.
Very good possibility.
Tag it,
yeah, I could.
And especially if you got it in there titled that it's behind the scenes of the broadcast or something like that. And this is where we do all the talking dirty about people and stuff when we're at commercial break.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't discriminate. That was the word I was looking for. We do not discriminate. No
discrimination here at all. All right, there we go. Countdown's fired off.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out, though. No bullshit. I mean, there'll probably be some maybe be sitting there looking at. Yeah, I mean, everything looks to be just fine. To be honest with you, no shit, Jim. I mean, it looks fine. Everything looks like it's going pretty good. I know everybody's out there. Anybody that ever watches this has got to be thinking, this fucker has no idea what he's doing. No, I do not. I don't. I'm just learning.
That's what you call flying blind, baby.
Yeah, this is trial and error. Is exactly what this shit is. This is all trial and error. Is what this is.
So let's see. We got our points up for tonight. Of course, they're only 17 points apart. Him and Bobby Joe.
Yeah.
It's really not as blowout as you would have thought it was going to be.
Well, we thought it
I mean,
was.
I mean, if he was to really have some serious trouble tonight, I mean, it could end up being a real championship race next week.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It could be one hell of a damn deal out of this. So
It really could. Considering it hasn't really, it hadn't felt like that all season, but it really could be. Because 17
yeah,
points is not that much. He could, if Scott were to have a wreck after he uses his fast repair or something. The problem is with this size field, they're going to spread out here at Auto Club, and they're not going to be around. It won't be too wrecky. Too much likelihood of wrecking here.
yeah. So you might want to. Do you want to just do the crank it up on the first lap, just to go and get it out of the way, just so we got it?
I mean, that might not be the worst idea, huh?
Well, these guys,
We
yeah,
could.
it's probably not a bad idea. No
We
shit.
could.
So.
Yeah, we could. I mean, it's I think it's fun anyway. So yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, we'll crank it up, I guess, on the start, at least for the next two races and everything else. So
Yeah. Where's next week at? Oh, at Kansas. Yeah.
Kansas, yeah,
So
that'll be a good one. I mean, that's. I mean, you talked
Kansas
about it.
is. Well, all three of these tracks are very similar in a sense that that you got multiple grooves and they can run all over the racetrack after the tires wear a little bit, and so I
Yeah.
think these are really three good finishing tracks that lend themselves to good racing. I mean, not that we haven't seen a bad race in this series yet.
No, we damn sure haven't. These old boys right here have been lighting this shit up. They
Yeah,
really have.
they're gonna do recruitment races every night while they're off air during their break, between the end of this season and the beginning of next season, and they're going to actively try to recruit some solid members. So if they could pick it up 5 or 7 members or something,
You're looking at some badass shit. That's what you're talking
oh yeah,
about.
you get a 25 car field of this kind of racing with with the way they race. If they can get 25 drivers of the same caliber in here like that, that'll be this could be really good.
And then you got about 4 or 5 of them that could contend, and the
Yeah,
back
well,
and
I mean,
forth,
that's
back and
normal.
forth, back and forth. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you get like 4 or 5 of them that start popping fucking wins off back to back to back, first 5 races, and then
Yes.
you look at the points. Oh, you're tight as hell on the points.
Yeah, right.
So,
No,
I mean,
exactly. And I mean, right now we've kind of got that anyway. Just some, like Corn Prost, he could have another win or two easy,
Yeah.
and he could be right in here. And I think Lohmeyer has kind of found himself in the past couple of weeks too. I think he's going to be. I mean, he almost won that race last week. He should have won that race last week. I mean, he
Yeah.
ended up getting run down, but he was strong, man. So it's gonna be good. I think next season's gonna be fun, especially if they can pull in another 3 or 4 or 5 drivers.
It's a very good
That
damn
can stay.
possibility.
That can stay. That's the key. They got to be able to to get along and stay. All right, 15 seconds or so. Here we go.
Everybody out there in live land, we're gonna go PG here in the next 5 seconds. So be ready.
Ish, PG ish.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Auto Club Speedway. T.W. Perry Builders First Source 200. Auto Club Speedway for round 11 of season 10 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Gonna be an absolute banger of a race. Love this track. Hate to see that it is no longer with us. And that's unfortunate because it's always put on some fantastic races. You're going to see it all live here tonight on Motormouth Broadcasting. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. My good buddy, Jim Cunningham, co-commentating, producing. Is that Big Jim? Yeah, Big Jim Cunningham. When the hell did you put that? Anyway, Big Jim Cunningham right alongside of me, co-commentating, producing
It's
as
been
well.
there ever since the redneck announcer's been there. It's been there.
Has it?
Your ego won't let you look past your own name. That's the problem.
I've never looked. I've never looked and paid attention to the damn thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never
There it is
looked
right
at
there.
that.
Big
But
Jim.
there it is. It's been Big Jim apparently ever since. I guess ever since I come along, I guess, which was a long time ago, Jim. You know, it was, not necessarily a long time ago, but we've been around for quite some time here. You know, with
Yeah.
this racing and everything else,
Well,
and we've already
3 or
went,
4
for a
months,
lip.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, so and these guys haven't took a Sunday night off, son. They have been back to
No.
back to back to back to back, and these guys have put on some of the best racing that me and you have seen each and every week, and they're going to get to put it on here tonight at Auto Club, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is, you and I were talking about it on the, right before we came on the air, basically on your live behind the scenes broadcast you got going on your YouTube channel over there at the, what is it, Redneck Announcer Productions? Is that it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you want to get a look at behind the scenes at what Jake does over there, you can check that out as well. And yeah, so I mean, I think this is going to, no doubt, this is going to be a banger of a race. Could entirely possibly go caution free the entire night. It's a big track, a lot of room to run your race car around here. Entirely possible, but it looks like they're cranking up qualifying here. So I'm gonna pop out here and see if we can find somebody on the track and maybe start following some of these old boys around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll see kind of what we got going on here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. Ryan Perrone out there with James Borden, Ronald Robertson, some of these guys coming out here. Remember, 10 minutes in qualifying. That's what they get. They get 2 laps, and that's it. And, Jim, speaking of that 2 laps, you probably could pull 2 laps, but this place has always been notorious for eating those tires alive. So there's a good possibility you might just get 1 good lap, and then that second lap's just pretty much screwed. So that first lap's the one that you're really going to have to hammer on, gas up, take off, and go with it. Because that second lap, the goodie might have got out of the tires, and then you might be screwed. You might just have to be stuck with that first lap.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, you might get 2. Especially let's take a look real quick here and see what the weather conditions are. See what that track temperature is. It should be pretty cool. It's a night in California, so yeah, track temperature 64 degrees. Yeah, you probably get both your laps be good here. I think so. We might see some faster second laps. We'll just have to see. A lot of it depends. I don't know if this track would. Like in some of the super speedways, they run a really high line to get the truck wound up, and then they run a really low line. I don't know if that would really benefit here or not. Looks like Perrone put up a good first lap, though. Let's see here. I'm going to put the ticker up now. We should be good to go.
Damn, he ran a 40.600. That's Ryan Perrone.
That's fast. What did the report tell us was the fastest lap of the week?
I'm looking right now, the fastest lap of the week, according to what we're seeing right here, is 40.7 after on a full fuel run. That's what they're looking like as far as the tires and everything else.
No,
but
before that,
40.1. 40.1 is the fastest one. Corn Pros just popped off a whale of a lap at a 40.3, and then Lohmeyer coming out with a 40.4. Robertson on his second lap was better on his second lap at a 40.4. So looks like I could be wrong once again, Jim, that this second lap might be the one to hit. Damn, Bobby Joe did hit it on that second lap at a 40.2. What will Corn Pro hit on that second lap? Is he faster? Yes, he is. 40.2.4 or .241. There's Lohmeyer on his second lap. Did he better? Yes, he did,
too.
but not enough to knock old 95 Lightning McQueen, Austin Corn Prost off the pole.
Yeah, well, there's still a big dog out there looming in the pits who hadn't come out yet. So it'll be interesting to see what Scott can put down. Looks like he's about to come out here soon, I think. Yep, he's getting on track now, warming his tires up. Well, no, let's take a ride with old Bud Light Mike around here. Or did he just finish his? I think he just finished up. Actually, here we'll ride with Wrestler here for now.
Did he finish his beer or did he finish his lap? Which one was it?
Well, both probably.
Okay.
They kind of they go hand in hand. Get it? Hand in hand. I tell you, we need to get him a racing helmet with the two Bud Light holders on it. That's what we need to do. So let's see. We got who else? We got with his little straw run down to his mouth. We're not promoting drinking and driving, but we are promoting drinking and sim racing.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's legal. That's all legal
Yeah,
right there. There's
yeah,
Rusty
it's all good.
Robinson out there on the racetrack. He might be one of those drivers. Maybe do a little drinking and sim racing. No harm, no foul in any way, shape,
Man, I don't
fashion, or
know.
form. Maybe not. I'm not sure, but maybe.
I know that I want to go. I know I want to go visit Rusty Robinson. I know that.
Damn, look at this. First lap was a 40.6. Second lap, he picks up 3/10. Goes all the way to 40.3. Goes all the way up to fourth quickest, right in behind Alan Marr. Lohmeyer sitting in the fifth spot right ahead of him. Both of them were 40.3s. Matter of fact, three of them at a 40.3. Marr, Robinson, and Lohmeyer, as Casanave on his first lap of 40.4. That might have been all she wrote right there for that old boy right there. That second lap might be the one for him to get right here. He may end up getting the pole.
See. Yeah, it could be. Let's see. I'm trying to wait to see when sector time pops up. For those of you that don't know, if you look on the bottom of the screen, we got the driver's name pops up. You see how Scott is purple right there? That means he just set the best first sector of anybody on the so far that has been on the track tonight. So that means he is on pace for a pole right now.
Yeah,
that's telling you.
Pretty much.
As long as this next one is green, he's probably going to get the pole. And there it is, 4.23. He ran a 40.23. There it is.
Damn.
So that's what that means. So the green down there, if you look like on Harrison and Wrestler here, green means that is their best sector, which is, these tracks have two sectors. Means that's their best sector time. If it's purple, that means it's the best of any driver so far. And if it's yellow, it means it's no improvement. So Castaneda's off the pace, so it means he's no improvement, but he's done with his laps. So the only people we got left out there, I believe, for this qualifying session is going to be Steve Harrison here, who's got one lap to go. He is on a best lap for himself, but he was a little off the pace on his first one. So this is going to move him up some, but not, I don't think, anywhere near the pole.
Yeah, we'll see what he gets right here as he comes across the line, hits the line. What does Steve Harrison get? And he is going to bump up a little bit. He got a 40.4 out of it. So Harrison,
top 10 start,
gets him a top 10 right now. BJ Lane the third down there in the 12th spot. Nicholas Mater, good to see Oto Mater back out there on the racetrack, out there in the P13 spot. We'll see what he can do. The only truck that hasn't put a time down is William Martin in the 2. That is it. Everybody else has put a lap down, and he's got 3 minutes if he wants to try to put one down, but he may be in that position of just saying, you know what, screw it. I'm going to start at the back and just sit back here and just, there's nothing wrong with that. Not on a 2-mile racetrack. Absolutely not.
No, in a big, long race like this, 200 miles, there's plenty of time for all of that, Did anybody only run one lap? No, everybody ran their 2. Okay. There's nothing wrong with starting at the back, To me, this isn't a whole lot different than a Daytona or Talladega when it comes to starting at the back. To be honest, with this field, there's not too many tracks that you couldn't start at the back. And the biggest problem is these guys don't produce cautions. And so if you start back there and you're a little slow and off the pace,
All for it, baby. All for the crank it up here tonight with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Can't wait to see how that's going to work. Was it bad? Is it bad? Okay, well, good. Then we'll take that. I swapped them out. I have the podcast mic out. I wanted to try it out, and turns out it's just too much. And then plus, if I want to get up and go get a Coca-Cola, then, it's kind of bad. If we got to start talking, I get up,
Yeah, I mean,
graphics, and we'll let y'all check it out real quick here a little bit. So, got us to do a little ticker that we can add messages along the bottom. This one here is about digital race engineer. If you're tired of crew chief and you want to try something new, go check out the link in the video description and go try the free version of digital race engineer. I think you'll be surprised. You can basically control everything on your vehicle from voice commands. You don't even have to tinker with buttons anymore. Once you get everything set up, you can tell it, hey, 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel only, whatever you want. It'll you can do it all by verbal commands. It will even understand Jake when he's got a dip in his mouth.
really?
So, yes, yes. It uses AI voice recognition. So the more you talk to it, the better it gets at understanding you. And so, as you know, I'm a little Southern myself. It struggled in the very beginning to understand me, but then we got it. So, but let's turn this off right here. We're gonna go find us a pace car out there somewhere. I think there's one somewhere. There he is, right there, waiting on these old boys to line up, and then we'll get this grid going here.
Yeah, we're ready to
You
get
ready?
the grid.
Start
We're ready,
start
baby.
doing your deep breathing exercises. You ready?
Yeah, baby, these suckers, they pop off very, very fast here tonight for round 11 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Getting ready to turn them loose here tonight at Auto Club. Getting ready for the starting lineup. And on the front row, some teammates going to try to make something happen up here. It's Scott Cassidy, the point leader, and Austin Cornpros, Lightning McQueen, the 95. Rolling here with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series outside of row number 1. Row number 2, Bobby Lane Jr., Bobby Joe, and Dan Cullison. Bobby Joe coming in tonight, second in the point, 17 points behind Scott Cassidy. We'll see what can happen there. Alan Marr and Rusty Robinson making up row number 3, the 9 and the 5. How will they fare here tonight at Auto Club? Andrew Lohmeyer and Ronald Robertson going to be right beside one another, 31 and the 8. Making up row number 4. Row number 5, Ryan Perone and Steve Harrison. We saw both of those drivers out and qualified, looking pretty good in those trucks. We'll see how they turn out here tonight. There's our good buddy Bud Light Mike in the 47 Bud Light colors, and BJ Lane the 3rd in the 00, making up the outside of row number 6. Nicholas Mader and James Borden making up 13th and 14th respectively. And then rounding out the field behind him, you got Benny Jones and Brandon Ressler. That's the 16 drivers. William Martin did not take a qualifying time, but he will start in P17. Literally caboose on the field, if you will. Tail end Charlie shotgun on the field. That is the 17 drivers here tonight for the T.W. Perry Builders First Source 200. So that will be the starting lineup.
Yep.
And Jim, I gotta ask you before we take the green, I gotta put you on the spot. Who you watching out for here tonight at Auto Club?
Well, obviously Scott. Cassidy is tough any and everywhere.
Surely not.
Yeah, I know. I'm dangerous. I'm going out on a limb here. No, I think Cornprost, is he's back. He's got his rig set back up. He's ready to go. I think he had his rig tore down, or they might have moved or something, but he's all ready to go. So he's always fast, and I think this is his kind of track. And then I got to, there's a side of me that's pulling for Bobby Joe. Nothing against Scott or anything, but Bobby Joe wins tonight, and that points race tightens up just a little bit more, even if Scott runs second. It just shapes up to be a better points battle going into the final race next week, and I'm all for that. So those are my two. I would say, other than Scott, I would say definitely Cornprost and Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe's he's gonna try hard to win this race tonight for sure.
He absolutely is. 100 laps to decide it here tonight at Auto Club. Everybody, get you a cold beer, get you a steak, get you popcorn, get whatever the hell you got in front of you. Get your dip bottle. Make sure you hold on to it. Put a seatbelt on it. We're going live. Auto Club, T.W. Perry Builders, First Source 200, virtual race, green flag in the air. Everybody, crank it up for the first lap here tonight at Auto Club.
All right, you're muted. Let's see. Let's don't jinx him on the first lap, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all hell might end up breaking loose before it's
I
all
know,
said
right?
and done.
First lap, we're really chancing it here.
Every time we do this shit, they end up wrecking.
I
Well,
know.
they don't, but somebody does. Something happens somewhere. It happens every
I'll tell
damn
you
time.
what, they're spread out up front. They're looking good up there right now.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is going to be a good one. I agree. We'll give them another half a lap here, and I'll turn our mics back live in case something does happen. Yeah, look at them. They're fanning out all over the place, man. That's going to be some good racing up here tonight. Man, Casanave is already just sliding up there, but Corn Pro's right on him. All right, I'm going to put our mics back hot here.
Back at it here tonight at Auto Club. Good Lord have mercy, the speed of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series is alive and well at Auto Club. Scott Casanave taking off, trying to get away with the lead. Cornpro's trying to give chase, hit that draft. Cullison already up a spot. He went to third. Bobby Joe, now he slid back to fourth. Alan Moore rounded out the top five. Couple of drivers moving through the field. Couple of them sliding back, but not a whole lot of movement going on here in the first 3 laps.
No, everything's looking good. I tell you what, I wish I would have recorded that crash in practice that Alan Marr had. Man, I tell you what, he got sideways, or literally on his side, not sideways. They got into a wreck, and he got on his side, and he rode the fence down like the entire back straightaway on the fence. It was pretty awesome. We watched it like twice just because. I wish I'd have had my recording going on because that would have been a fun clip to use somewhere down the road. But, yeah, no, everything's looking smooth so far. Not that I expected any different. I tell you, they're fanning out, running all the grooves already. I didn't quite expect that to happen so quick, but they are clearly finding their space in the track and, it's turned into an Auto Club kind of race.
Damn sure is. Casanave tried to get away from Cornpro's, but Cornpro's already up his tailgate. Slides up, almost gets up into the wall. Might have actually tapped the wall just a smudge off of turn 4. He's going to slide back into the into the grasp of Cullison, who's going to dive down to the inside, try to shoot around him. Cornpro's with the fastest lap at a 40.262. Cullison slides by. He'll go to second. Cornpro's trying to fire off. He takes it to the top side. He's going to run the high side tickler line and take second back, but Cullison fights hard back on the inside.
Look at these two get after it, would you? And here comes Bobby Joe moving up into the mix.
Actually, Cullison was up on the top side. Cornpro's down low. Cornpro's still rolling that bottom side. Cullison up top. Bobby Joe follows, as well as Marr, Lohmeyer, and Robinson. They've slid up here and made it a little bit of a battle. Now it's splitting up. The front 7 trying to get away. Robertson trying to latch on. He's about a half a second back from 7th place Rusty Robinson. Ryan Perrone right there in that battle with BJ Lane to 3rd. Steve Harris in top 11. As you see everybody fan out, work their way off of turn number 2. And Cornpro's down on the bottom side, down in the cellar where Grandpappy has the moonshot from Grady. He's trying to get this bottom side rolling, but there's a bunch of them trying to work that top side to get that momentum to try to move up through the field.
Yeah, my concern is when you're trying to run that bottom line so hard like that, unless his truck is set up for that, you're going to burn the front tire off that thing before long. We'll see what happens as the race progresses along, but that'd be my concern with trying to grind that bottom line lap after lap, which he's not. He's in that middle groove right now, which is much easier on them tires. But, we'll see how that goes. But I tell you what, Casanave seems to be on rails. They're coming at him. Cullison's making a run at him here, but it's not uncommon for Scott to let somebody go early in the race and just settle in behind them and conserve a little fuel, save his tires,
Yeah, Scott's one of those drivers to be able to do it. Whoa, Cornpro's got up. How about smack the damn fence? Big time slide by Cornpros. Moore going to try to take advantage. Lohmeyer got around him. Here comes Moore. He's trying to take a shot. Took top, thought different, jumped back down to the bottom. Robertson already there. Moore tried to get down, wasn't able to do it. Robertson is there, and he will try to slide up. He's already up 2 spots. BJ Lane the third, he's up 4 spots. Moore trying to make it interesting, trying to get around Cornpros. There is BJ Lane the third. He's side by side with Perrone. All this going on right around the 5th spot. A lot of them trying to throw some haymakers here early on here at Auto Club.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if how that works out for them. You got this pack back here all running together. They're just doing their thing, staying out of trouble right now, just trying to save their stuff. Save it for another little later in the race, maybe.
Trying to make something happen.
This is heating up here, though.
Oh, damn. Here we go. 3 wide. Cornpros down on the bottom. Look like Lohmeyer actually stuck in the middle. And Cullison up to the top side. Here comes Bobby Joe with the draft. He slides by both Lohmeyer and Cornpros. Take Bobby Joe, slide him up to 3rd. Oh, boy, that was a hair-raising little moment right there where they went 3 wide. It could have got very, very interesting. Cassidy all the way down on the apron. And you can do that, Jim, but I mean, a lot of drivers, they do that. You know, I've seen them do it at Auto Club. I've seen them do it at Michigan. Is it worth cutting that apron and going all the way down there on the grass?
I mean, I think maybe for a qualifying lap or something, because it may get you a 10th, possibly, you know. Personally, I'm not a fan of it because the one time that it upsets your truck could be disastrous, you know. You may hit it 25 or 30 times and it'd be fine, but if it upsets your truck one time, it could be bad news, you know. So for me, not so much, but you know, other guys they like it. You know, it feels like it straightens out that tri-oval area there, or whatever you would call that. I guess the tri-oval.
Front stretch, close enough. I guess.
Well, it is, but yeah, I mean, it's not really a. If you look at the shape of it, it's not clearly not a straightaway. So whatever it is, the D part of the of the track, you know, it helps, I guess, with that. I guess it's really more about what you're comfortable with.
Look at this right here, though.
I know.
Bobby Joe down to the inside trying to make something happen. He tried to find a way around Cornpros. Cullison, Lohmeyer, they're back there.
Who's that Lohmeyer on the bottom? Look at Lohmeyer. He's down there. I thought he was coming right there, but he just settled back in there. But I'll tell you what, look at this mob we got going up here. This is some 6 cars up here, really 7 now that BJ is getting in there. And you got Robinson, he's right there too. And Robertson is in there.
Cornpros down to the bottom, tried to get around Cassidy. He will take the lead. 95 of Cornpros. He is now clear, all clear. Jumps down to the bottom side. Cornpros to the lead here at Auto Club. Cassidy sliding back to 2nd. Bobby Joe back there sitting in 3rd with Cullison, Marr, Lohmeyer. And Andrew Lohmeyer literally took his last name for literally all the marbles and went as low as he could a lap ago, all the way down on the bottom side, down on the damn apron. BJ Lane the third right behind him. He'll actually slide by Lohmeyer, but for how long? I mean, this has got, I mean, how these guys are racing up here inside the top 8, top 9, and then you got everybody kind of split off. Harrison might be latched on just a little bit right there. So call it top 10, more or less. These guys are racing like, you know, it's like 5 laps to go. You know, and it's 13 laps into a 100-lap race.
Yeah, but we see that they often kind of race hard at the beginning, and they settle in their spots, and then, you know, then they all seem to kind of come back together at the end. So we'll see, but I don't imagine they're going to go this hard for 100 laps. If they do, I'll be shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised by anything with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. I'm telling you, these old boys, they have really showed, and it has been entertaining every single week. And literally, you have no idea who is going to win these races. I mean, Scott Cassidy, he has been lighting it up. He is the point leader coming into the night. 17 points back, being Bobby Lane Jr., Bobby Joe. So it could, you know, really change hands here tonight. Dan Cullison has failed big time on the outside. He hit the wall coming off of 4 and has slid back a good number, literally to the tail end of this 10-car run up here at the front. Ryan Perone, he is all by himself back there in the 11th, and it's pretty much a free-for-all back there for the 12th spot. But Cullison trying to fire back and try to gang up some of this lost ground after he smacked the wall coming off of turn number 4.
Yeah, he must have slid up the track there a little bit, which is easy to do here, especially now that we're getting into a tire run on these trucks. At 20 laps, I think they start to become noticeable here. The wear on the tires. And I believe we talked about, what was it, for a fuel run here, about 30, 35 laps or so. Is that right?
Yeah, about 35 laps. That's what they were talking about. That's what some of the drivers, we asked them about that. They were saying around 35 laps. So, Jim, I mean, me and you, we love to play devil's advocate. We're always back and forth on what we would do in this. I would try to stretch it as long as I could. You're going to have to make 2 pit stops out of this regardless, if it's 35, because you go 35 and then you'll go 70 and then you get a 30-lapper all the way to the end.
Yeah.
You want to try to stretch this as long as you possibly can. If you can go longer than 35, damn it, do it, because it's just going to help you out more and more and more.
See, I think I'm going to be on the other side of that again, and that's typical for you and I.
I'm not surprised.
Well, we already see that these guys are running a second and a half off of their best lap already, and we're only 17 laps into a run. By the time we get to 25, say 30 laps, okay, when we get to around 30, somebody could short pit, run on them newer tires for a few laps and make up seconds. We've seen that happen during the season already. Undercut is what we call it, and they, and so I think here, since you're going to have to make 3, if you split this up into, say, a 30, a 32, and a 32, and then assume that you could save the rest in there, I think that you're going to be better picking those 2 or 3 laps up on fresh tires early on. We'll see how it goes, though.
And one thing also that we haven't really talked about, Jim, is the weather. The weather is, crazy. Honestly, it's January weather if you want to think about it here at Auto Club here in California.
Yeah, it is.
64 degrees for the air temp, track temp at 66. That right there, that is a racy track. We are not on a slick track or anything like that. They ain't got the baby powder out here on this 2-mile track tonight.
It's got all the grip it's going to have.
Yes.
In fact, I would say at those temperatures, coming out on a green flag pit stop, you're going to have to be careful because it's going to take a lap or so for those tires to get up to temperature because they're coming out cold and this track is cool. And that could cause problems. You come out here on cold tires and they don't heat up fast enough. Woo, that was close right there. Bobby Joe either had a twitch or he got just a little tiniest of taps.
Wow. Very, very, could have been detrimental right there for Bobby Joe up here at the front. And he's in that point battle. Obviously with Castanave real close, trying to, just pick off anything that he can. And if something happened or was to happen to Scott Castanave here tonight, that would be big time because think about it. It's a point, a position. Jim, well, there's 17 trucks out here. If Scott Castanave, something was to happen, and something happens, and he ends up finishing 17th, and Bobby Joe gets him here tonight, you're literally nose to nose going to Kansas next week. That's how tight this really is.
It is, and I will say, and there's also a bonus point for leading a lap, I believe, and I believe there's one for leading the most laps. And fastest lap, leading a lap, and most laps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 bonus points out there to be grabbed. So Scott is doing his best right now to take care of the leading the most laps. He's trying to secure that point clearly. At this point, every point he makes, it's not going to take a lot for him to lock this championship up tonight. If he finishes first and gets a few of those bonus points, it's going to be out of reach because the reality is there's only going to be maximum of about 20 trucks show up next week. So the difference between first and last is only going to be about 20 points. So if Bobby Joe is not within 20 going into next week, the championship's over.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I mean, that's exactly what it is. So Bobby Joe has really got to, he's got to make something happen right here. I mean, granted, Jim, we know these guys. All these guys, they're good, they're buddies. Scott's buddies with
Oh,
Bobby
sure.
Joe
Oh,
and
yeah.
Cornprost and Marr and Lohmeyer.
But
they're
that don't
all
mean
buddies.
they don't want to beat each other.
No, well, what I was going to say was, Bobby Joe's got to be sitting there just praying that Scott just absolutely just wrecks the hell out of it twice and has to burn his faster pair, and he ends up finishing 17th. I mean, you got to have that little bit of feeling. I mean, Jim, you got to have that feeling a little bit if you want to have a shot and try to win the championship at this point. You got to have a little bit of luck on your side, even though these, all these old boys, they're buddies, they talk, the whole 9 yards. You still want your competition to have a bad night. That way you can capitalize and have a shot to try to win the championship. Anybody would.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think at this point that Bobby Joe would take, if he could make up 6 or 7 points tonight on Scott and be within about 10 going into next week to give himself a legitimate chance at winning the championship, I think he'd be happy with that. But as you know, last week it looked like Scott was kind of down and out, was going to finish around 9th or something. And lo and behold, 4 laps to go in the race, here he comes. Next thing you know, he finishes on the podium.
Very good.
You can't count him out. I mean, he's such a strong competitor here, and all the things happened. He got in trouble. He had to burn his faster pair, all that. And he still come back to finish third.
Yeah, I mean, he's like that driver that I've looked at throughout this season to where
he's like that damn Energizer bunny.
Well, I was going to say he's like that cat with 9 lives, but the thing is, it's not 9 lives. I mean, hell, he's got unlimited lives. It just seems like for the 03 of Scott Castanave, I mean, that's just how it is.
Let's be realistic. It has been a good year for him. It's been a lucky year, too. He has not got caught up in somebody's stupidness and where he did have a bad finish. You know what I mean? Like, you could easily get, lose your faster pair, and then next thing you know, you get caught in somebody's dumbness, and all of a sudden you're done, and you finish 12th or 15th or something. He hadn't had that happen to him this year. Most of these guys have had that happen to him. Cornprost certainly has, not all of his own making, several of these guys. Lohmeyer has, in fact, I think Bobby Joe didn't he? He had an off race where I think he got in some trouble.
I believe so. Yeah, you are absolutely right. I believe he did have some issues at one point, and it ended up costing him. And maybe that's one of the reasons why he is 17 points down. Either that, or it's just because he's just tried everything.
Scott wins everything.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. I mean, there's that too. But obviously, but hey, at the same time, as you see right here, you're watching Bobby Joe, Andrew Lohmeyer right behind him, just about for the third spot. And mind you, all this going on 3 seconds, a little under 3 seconds, give or take, behind Castanave and Cornprost, who are about 0.2 of a second off of one another, and they're up there battling for the lead. Matter of fact, here is your battle for the lead as they hit the line at 28 laps of 100 here tonight. And Cornprost keeping him honest.
Right,
he's keeping him honest.
So I'm going to tell you right now, okay, if I am, say, a Lohmeyer right here, I'm thinking about pitting at the earliest that I possibly can to make this a 2-stop race. So, if I know I can go 35 on a tank full, then I'm thinking that I might stop on lap 30 and, start try to mix it up. What was the expression I got in another race? I'm not sure when what race it was, but it was the other night, the race that you and I did on Friday night. If you follow the leader, you follow the leader. And that's a true statement. If you want to get up there and take the win away from these faster guys, you have got to do something different than what they're doing. So I'm thinking because now if you look at these times, they're significantly slower, almost 2 seconds a lap slower. Some of them are over 2 seconds a lap slower from their best lap. So at this point, if I'm one of these guys back here like an Alan Marr or a Lohmeyer, and this thing is clearly looks like it's going to stay green unless somebody, loses their tire and runs it into the wall or something, it's going to stay green. So, like I said, if I'm Lohmeyer, I'm thinking like right now, or Rusty Robbins, I'm thinking this might be my chance to pit. Hell, even if I'm a Bobby Joe, I might think about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, any of these guys. There's Robertson going after Bobby Joe down on the inside, trying to make something happen. Battle for third on your screen. Bobby Joe now gets to run on the outside. And, I mean, you're right, Jim. I mean, you've got to do something. If you want to have a shot to try to win this race or try to you got to do something a little bit different, because it's like you said, and it's like, our good buddy Tyler said, Friday night in another broadcast. If you do the same thing that the leader is going to do, you will follow the leader, and the leader will end up winning. I mean, that's just how it is. You've got to do something different. You got to try something different. And if you don't, it's not going to work out for you. Whoa, damn, what some bump drafting that was. Not that, well, I don't know. I mean, Low might have got out of the gas, and Murr wasn't thinking about it, and ended up tagging him, giving him a little push going into the corner, but no harm, no foul.
I wonder if maybe Lohmeyer was thinking about pitting and he started to lift and got bumped, so he changed his mind, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm waiting to see somebody move, but if you're going to do it, now's the time to do it, because if you do it a lap in front of the leader, you haven't done anything. You need to do it 2 or 3 laps. You need to make a difference. And I'm looking for a different strategy. I want to see somebody do something different. Heck, Corn Prost at this point. Pitt, there he comes. Look, that's what I'm talking about right there. There you go. Come on in here, get your 4 fresh tires, and get out there and put you a lap or 2 up at a couple seconds a lap faster than Scott. Undercut him. Now, if Scott's smart, he's going to pit this lap.
We'll see what he does. See what Scott Castanev decides to do. Will he jump down pit road? Will he stay out there? There is the 03 working his way here around Auto Club.
4 guys pitting now, so I bet you he does pit now. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. If he's smart, he does. Oh yeah, he's going to pit. He's down. He's got it down on the bottom of the track. He's going to come in. No, he's not. Okay, so we're going to test this strategy out. Where's Bobby Joe at? Hey, you better come. That's right. Come on. All right. Well, let's see. This strategy almost hurt Scott last week. You remember he stayed out and stayed out and stayed out, and it cost him some time on the track, In the end, I mean, he was fast enough to make up for it, but, if you let the wrong guy undercut you like a Corn Prost or somebody like that, it's going to be a big difference. All
it very much is.
Is he going to pit this time?
Let's see what he does. Will Castanev
go?
Low.
Yeah,
he is going. Scott Castanev later going down pit road. Roberts said, well, he elect to go down. But obviously, what will happen out of this is Corn Prost, he is gassed up. He is checking out. Robertson going to try to lead him a lap and get him some bonus points. Cullison, he jumping down pit road. So Castanev, Lohmeyer, Robinson, Cullison. You got Nicholas Mater. They're going down. Bud Light Michael likes to stay out. Maybe going to try to stretch it. Wait for Robertson to go down and maybe lead a lap, because, even though there's a point battle going on for the championship, Jim, even though they got the whole deal going on and they're racing for the championship, with all them, there is still points up for grabs for some of these guys, like Bud Light Mike could be back there racing against Harrison, or just some of these guys back there that have been here all season and they're close on the points against some of these guys. Believe it or not, 5 points, just 5 points. Now I don't know for sure. We have to look at it, but 5 points could mean the difference from, jumping 3 different guys right here at Auto Club. I mean, the points is very, very tight, especially with some of the guys that's been out here. Check it out.
Look where Corn Prost is now. Look where Castanev is.
He's in front of him.
Yeah, he's in front of him.
but he's on freshies, so Castaneve's on
Yeah,
fresher
but it's-
tires. We'll see how
yeah,
that
but
works. I
what,
mean,
2 laps? 2 laps fresher. I mean, that's
I
not.
know.
It's,
We'll see, though.
I don't think 2 laps at the beginning of a tire versus 2 laps at the end of a tire is a big difference.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? So, to me, getting that 2 laps at the beginning of a tire when it's is an advantage. Now he's going to have to do that same strategy on the next pit stop as well to really take advantage of this with Scott. But he is now 2 seconds ahead of Scott. He was behind Scott. So he's made up at least that 2 seconds on that exchange. Now Bobby Joe, on the other hand, waited an additional lap, and it did not serve him. He didn't benefit from it. So you can see the difference in where Corn Pros did it and when Bobby Joe did it. In fact, let's take a look here real quick. Let's see. We pull up. This is Corn Prost here. So here's where he started off, and then he fiddled around, dropped down to about 5th there, and then got back up there battling for the lead, ran in 2nd for all those laps, and then when he pitted, he dropped down, and as you can see, within a couple of laps as everybody pitted, he came back up and took the lead. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if this strategy, if he does it again, and Scott allows him to do it again. I believe that could be enough for him to potentially win this race because he's as fast as Scott is, right there together, obviously. So we'll see.
I mean,
It's going to make it fun.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, and we're sitting here, I'm looking at the times right here. With Castanave, his last lap, 40.5, Corn Pros, 40.7, 0.2 of a second faster. He's actually going to gain a 10th here off of this lap, according to what we're seeing. Corn Pros this time, 40.6. Castanave this time, 40.5. So, I mean, it's like you said. I mean, they are both the fastest trucks out here on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a shadow of doubt. Both of them. I mean, they're just putting blunt terms. They're hauling ass, and they're doing exactly what they need to be doing. It's just the whole factor of it, and from what I'm thinking, it just seems like the guy that stays out a little bit longer, and he's got that 2 laps with Auto Club, just how these tires work here at Auto Club, and just how much of a meat grinder it can be on these tires. Is that gonna make a difference in the long run for Castanave to try to run him down? I think he will.
Oh,
but
no,
who knows?
I don't. I mean, I think he'll catch him. I think Castanave is slightly faster. I believe that Scott is still the fastest truck here tonight. He led most of those laps early on, and I believe that he is the fastest truck here. But I do believe that if Corn Post runs that strategy again, and Scott allows him to do it, if Scott gives him those 2 laps again on those fresher tires, that it could be enough for Corn Post to win this race tonight. But if Scott plays it smart, if he's the first one to pit, or if he pits the lap after Corn Pros pits, he will negate most of that, and so I think he would be okay. But so we'll see how it plays out. So far, my theory was correct on the first pit stop. Now it's the race has still got to come to you. It's still got to fall your way. A caution changes all of this. All of it changes.
It damn sure does, but
again,
how often do we get cautions?
These boys don't run. They don't. They don't do cautions. So I mean, it's. Speaking of that, boy, who was that right there? William Martin. He scuffed the wall there. Got him a little taste of that wall, and now Bud Light Mike done run right up on him.
Yeah, Bud Light Mike, all this going on back there around the 14th spot. And, mentioned it, points still on the line for some of these guys. Bud Light Mike, William Martin, all these guys trying to get all the points that they can.
Let's do this real quick. We hadn't looked at it tonight. Let's look at the points real quick.
Let's see what you got.
Hold on a second. We'll take a look at these. I got that. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you say. I mean, you take a look at somebody like where's Bud Light Mike at here? Is he in the? He's not in my top 15. How could Bud Light Mike not be in the top 15?
I believe Bud Light Mike is 10th.
Oh, is that him? Oh, it might be.
I think so.
Well,
yes.
what kind? Somebody done changed his name. You need to put the right name up there. Don't confuse me like that. Yeah, I mean, but, a couple of points though there. I mean, he actually is. He's kind of sitting in a little. He's got him a little zone there. He's kind of got a little cushion on both sides of him actually. But man, a point or two for some of these guys. If you look, you got guy here, Cullison is only 3 points ahead of Perrone. Perrone's only 8 points ahead of Benny Jones. And BJ, both of them are tied. So 1 point difference there moves one of those guys up. So, we're not only battling for the lead here. All these guys want to finish as high as they possibly can in this points championship. And so every point does matter. It really does.
Very much does, especially like you mentioned a second ago with some of them tied. Here's the spot right here. You done this on purpose right here. The double R's going at it right here. Robinson and Robertson side by side. Why do they always find one another? Every damn time they find one another, and their last names are so close. It is so hard to. I mean, you get tongue tied on that one. I mean, if you tried that, if you drank.
Both of them are double R's too. That's the worst part of it.
Yeah. I mean, if you had a little bit of a buzz and you tried to call them out right there, you would get tongue tied.
Sober, and I couldn't.
I've done it. I've messed it up a bunch.
I probably would
Robertson
stand a better chance if I was drunk.
Like that.
I probably would stand a better chance if I was drunk trying to do it.
I probably would too, my damn self, to be honest with you.
I might even try that next week just for the heck of it,
Just for the hell of it. Just see what happens.
Right. Yeah, just see what happens, have a few and then see if it just flows off the tongue,
Yeah, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean,
That's right.
Just try it, see what happens. But
that's right. I've been fired from better jobs than this before.
I have too. But here we go. There you see 8 and a 5 front trying to work it out. Going after that 6th spot, which is where they're racing at. Not too far in front of them is Alomar. Not too far in front of them is Andrew Lohmeyer. So all this still going on. There's Lohmeyer, there's Marr, there's Robertson, there's Robinson, and then Harrison not too far back from all that as well. So
let's go throw another son in there. And then Cullison, Robinson, Harrison, Robertson.
Y'all done this to me on purpose.
You're didn't even think about it until.
Y'all doing it. Y'all doing this to me on purpose. Y'all really are. Anyway, Corporos.
See, if you get real Southern, you could go, all right, now, come on, son. They're all son.
Oh, Lord.
They're off the rails already.
Oh, yeah, well, we ain't even got close on that one. There comes Robertson in the 8. Trying to run down Alomar for the 5th spot. Get him a top 5 here tonight here at Auto Club. Snaky with the draft. Something we talked about, obviously, with races at Indy and other races like that. With that snaky draft that happens here at Auto Club is Robertson down to the inside. He'll try to pull the slider, slide up in front of Alomar. Marr not wanting to give it up. Has a run. Robertson gets sideways. He gets sideways, gets loose and slides. Marr with a run on the outside. He'll fire back and try to go for 5th.
Yeah, he slid up there, but then that rear end slid out on him a little bit, and them tires didn't like that too much, I don't think, especially not what we're now.
Woo!
Heck, are we really that far into a tire run already? Holy cow, we're at the halfway mark of this race. Where'd that come from, man? It would seem like we were at 20 laps a minute ago. Now we're at 50.
I mean, they are just popping them off left and right. Robertson trying to hold off Robinson. Then you got the Knight of Marr, who is trying to fire off as well and try to get around both of these old boys. All this going on for the 5th spot to get a top 5 here tonight at Auto Club. Coming to lap 50. We're halfway home, Jim. Think while we got the opportunity right here at the halfway point to step away. Yeah. While we got the opportunity, let's take us a quick commercial break. And if you want to hear what me and Jim are going to be talking about during the commercial break, obviously go check out Redneck Announcer Productions because it may get a little bit, we may get a little off the rails. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on Motormouth Broadcasting. Don't go anywhere.
All right.
Hell, we got to take
TW
a.
Perry up there.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
gotta
know,
take a
right?
fucking commercial sooner or later. They ain't gonna wreck, so shit. We gotta do it one way or another.
I knew this was possible tonight, though. This track is just one of those kind of tracks. It just gives you so much room to run, man.
Yeah.
That these old boys were, they raced too good for this.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on everything. Yeah, well, we'll see. So let's see. Let's run a bass tire here. Yeah, so I did the TW Perry. I didn't pay a lot of attention. I didn't realize they're basically a builder's supply hardware type place. I guess like a Home Depot type situation or something. So I didn't really even pay attention to what they were most of the year. I hate not hearing these commercials, to be honest with you. I really do. Let's run one for Tillery too.
Yeah. I mean, hell, hit them while you can.
Yeah, that's right.
Hell, I mean, odds are, it's like you said, odds are, I mean, unless they do, unless somebody fucks up on a slider, it's pretty much going to be, I will say this, Scott's actually reeled in Corn Pros.
Yeah, he's closed
under
it
a
up.
second, so, yeah, I mean, he has
But look
reeled
how
him
many
in,
laps
but-
it's taken, though. I mean, again, that advantage, if he does that again, man, that could be enough to give him the race, or it could be enough for Scott to run his ass down right at the end. All right, let's go back live here.
Back at it here tonight at Auto Club. There's Alan Marr trying to work his way. You got Steve Harrison smack dab in the middle of all of it. Robinson, Cullison, all these old boys up here trying to mix it up. But, I mean, they are slicing and dicing big time for that fourth spot. We're showing you Scott Casanave. Why? No, it's not because we're trying to talk so good about him and we think he's the best thing since sliced bread. That is the reason why. At one point, he was 2 seconds back from Austin Kornprost. He has narrowed it all the way down to 0.3 of a second. He has reeled him in, but Jim, like me and you were talking about during the commercial break, look how long it took him to get it done.
Yep.
So that is a big factor.
He's just catching up to him. Now, the good thing about this track is it's multi-groove, so it makes passing easier because you can get out of the dirty air of the truck in front of you. Boy, look at that Alan Tillery logo on the hood, man. That looks sweet. You just saw the Alan Tillery commercial there, but that logo on the hood, you know what I'm going to do? Well, as Casanave takes the lead, let's just jump up there and look at his hood real quick. That Alan Tillery up there. That's nice looking. He's got that blended in good. He's good. He does good paint jobs, by the way. He hooked me up with a Grinch paint job for my truck for Christmas.
Awesome stuff right there. I mean, obviously, Alan Tillery, they was a sponsor here recently here with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series, GMCs and Chevys
week.
And all that. Yeah, I mean, last week. And bad part about it, Scott Castaneve's driving a Ford. So, I mean, you take it for what it's. I'm just kidding. He's really driving. No, he's driving.
I was like, is he really? Holy shit!
I was wanting you to go look and actually see if he was really doing it.
I did look. I looked up on my timing and scoring to make sure he was. I was like, oh cow, he is. No, he's driving a Chevy. That would be funny, though. I have to say that would be absolutely hilarious. That'd be like a guy doing an interview after the race that's sponsored by Bud Light and he's drinking a Coors.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no way that they are affiliated in any way, shape, fashion, or form. It's bad deal out of it.
Michelob and Budweiser, at least they're owned by the same company,
Bud Light and all of them, yeah, Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, that'd be different. But Miller Lite and Bud Light or something like that, now that'd be controversial, But driving a Ford and having a Chevy sponsor, now that'd be pretty funny, I have to say.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's done it.
I want to do a fake one now, just for that. See if anybody catches it.
I'm sure somebody's did it, and they probably didn't think about it. They was like, "Damn, that paint scheme looks fantastic. A Chevy paint scheme would look fantastic."
Right
Well, I mean, think about it. I've seen it. I've seen it, 57 laps, shout out, my number, 57, just throwing that out there. But, 57 of 100. But I will say this, I have seen racing, old owl racing, I have seen people drive a Ford Mustang and have a Dale Jr. paint scheme. How the hell does that add up?
Oh, a lot of that. Oh,
Yeah, well, yeah, but how the hell does that add up? Junior's always drove a Chevy. How do you do that?
Same thing with Senior. Senior always drove Chevys.
We got to do
he
it.
drove a, what, we're going to get beef with the people that do that?
We got beef. Y'all suck if y'all do that. Y'all are sad. I'm just saying that. If you do that, if you drive a Ford and you got a Dale Jr. paint scheme, that is terrible. That is just absolutely sad. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. This morning I did a GT3 race here on the channel. Oh, that was, who was that? That was Lohmeyer got into the wall there. Lohmeyer got tail happy there and skipped the wall, running right next to Rusty Robbins, too.
Tires starting to kind of wear out. But, Jim, you were talking about a GT3 race because I got to hear this. How did this turn out?
So I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? See, that's what happens when you get old.
You see, ran a GT3 race this morning.
I know. I don't remember I have no idea where I was going with that now. I got too excited when Lohmeyer hit the wall. It threw me off. I'll think about it in a minute. I'll come back to it. That's usually how it works. My old brain, it's not what it used to be.
Cassidy up front trying to make something happen one way, shape, fashion, or another. He's trying to make it happen. He's up about a half a second over Cornprost. Then you go back another almost 9 seconds to Bobby Lane Jr., Bobby Joe, and then you go back another 4 seconds to him. That's where this battle was kicking off with obviously Robertson, Robinson, Lohmeyer, Harrison, Moore, all these guys trying to vie for that fourth spot, about 4 or 5 of them trying to mix it up. Collison not too far back from that as well, but I mean, this, like you were talking about with Lohmeyer snapping loose. And think about this for a second. Cornprobes went in at 32. Cassidy went in at 34. We are at lap 60.
Yep.
We're looking at pit stops. We're looking at green flag pit stops at least here in the next 5-10 laps at least.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I fully predict that, if Cornprost is going to try to make this work, he needs to think about doing it at maybe 64, 63 even. And Scott may stick it out, and he may get 3 laps out of it before Scott pits, which would be the perfect scenario for him, for Cornprost. That would be if I was his strategy engineer, that would be what I would recommend. And he could conserve theoretically a little bit, should be able to make it to the end, even if he doesn't conserve. Especially if he can catch a draft off a lap car or something, every now and then or whatever. But that would be my advice, because if you get too close, you're not going to get the benefit out of it. And I think Scott's going to watch this time, and he's going to pit a lap after Cornprost, I believe. I want to throw this up on the bottom real quick here while we got a second. This is for you coffee lovers out there. Our new channel sponsor, the Roasted Record. Artisan roasted coffee from all over the world, roasted in small batches. And go check them out. We got a link down in the description. You can use the code SIM20 for 20% off your order. So, go check them out. See what they got to offer. And great coffee. And if you happen to live in the Orlando, Florida area, they have a physical location in Stuart, Florida, which is, if you live in Orlando, you probably know where that's at. Go check them out. Again, kind of support the people that support us here doing your, with your favorite hobby. So, give them a look-see. If nothing else, just click the link and go check them out. At least they know that their advertising's working and people are looking. That's what's important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a, I believe Roasted Record, they was a sponsor earlier on this season as well.
Yes.
Remember, we talked about it, with the record cup, with the records and how they got them on sale in there and everything else, and also with the coffee and everything else. And I actually did. I went over there and I looked at their website. Very, very cool. Very, very cool little deal that they got going on over there. So you really, everybody out there, if you love your coffee and you love your, music records. I mean, even if you ain't got a record player, if you ain't got a record player, go to Walmart. Hell, they got them for $50. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
One of the
Yeah, my
coolest
son
things.
got one.
I've got one.
My son got one for Christmas.
I got one. I think I got one. I think it was 2 years ago. My wife got me one for Christmas. And
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Austin needs to pit right now. It's
Oh
time.
yeah. Thank
It's
you,
time.
Jim. Thank you, Jim. You got me off track. Thank you very much. Austin needs to pit right here,
Now.
exactly like
Yep.
you said right there at lap 65.
It's time.
Bad part is, if Corn Pros pits and then Castaneda pits, it's pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's
it's over.
Well, they're just going to have to
No
race. I mean, but if Corn Pros wants to get that advantage and get a couple of second advantage over him, he's got to pit before Scott does. He's got to. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. I'm anticipating that happening here hopefully soon. Not that I'm rooting against Scott. I'm just saying from a strategy standpoint, I hope to see Austin execute that. At least what I feel like is the proper strategy, which I'm certainly I'm broadcasting for a reason. I'm not racing, so there's that.
Oh,
well,
Lord.
it's true.
I ain't got nothing for that. I ain't got nothing for that. I got nothing. I'm sorry. I got nothing. I don't know what else to say. I will say this. So Cornprost, he's going in. You called it. There it is. Cornprost going in. Right here at 67. Might have went a little bit longer, Jim, talking about,
we'll see.
Trying to be conservative on that fuel and
Well,
everything. Maybe
Scott
went a little
can
bit
go
longer
to
to make sure he
70.
can do it. Yeah.
Scott can go to 70 here. So if Scott stays out till 70, I really believe this could be a winning strategy for Corn Prost, assuming he doesn't make any boo-boos here, like, speeding or anything like that. But we're going to watch him here and see how this goes. Maybe.
We'll see how it works out. Collison went in. Marr went in as well. And what will Scott Castaneda do? Will he elect to stay out? Yes, he will. So Scott Castaneda going to stay out on the racetrack. Corpro's technically going a lap down, but then once they cycle it back around, he'll be right back in it. So,
yeah, that's no big deal. Well, it's all about, man, somebody shot down on the bottom down there. Who was that? That was weird. I don't know who that was.
Bobby Lane Jr. jumping down pit road this time as well.
There he goes.
He's going in, and he's in his pit box as well.
Scott still no. All right. Well, we're fixing to find out if my theories gives Corn Prost a legit shot to win this race.
Well, if he goes, he'd probably go this time, like you said. So odds are Scott Castaneda is going to come in this time. Rusty Robinson, he is going in. Bud Light Mike, BJ Lane III, William Martin, James Borden, all drivers going down pit road at this time and getting service lined up. And we're waiting on that 03 of Scott Castaneda. Will he go down pit road this time? We're sitting there watching.
Looks
He's
like
very low.
Nope.
Looks like, yes, he
coming.
is. Scott Castaneda going down pit road. And Corn Prost just shot around him like he was sitting still. So obviously he is now back on the lead lap, pitted at lap 66. And here comes Scott Castaneda. 3 to 4 laps later, Jim, this is the strategy you were talking about. This is what you were thinking. So we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, Corn Prost will definitely have the lead here unless Scott short pits and takes 2 tires or something like that. But I don't see him doing that because I think that would kill his long run potential unless he's tested that this week. Now, if he's tested that and realized he can get away with 2, then that's another story. He is not. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I thought he was about to do it. I was like, holy cow, he is going to do it.
Lomar Robertson, Betty Jones, all those drivers coming
There's
down pit road as
Casanave, and
well.
there
There's
goes-
Casanave. There goes
Lohmeyer.
Cornprost.
Cornprost. There he goes.
And shot around him and got a huge gap right here. 3-lap difference on when they pitted. Cornprost out to a huge lead over 4 seconds. Now remember,
Right at 4
Jim.
seconds, yeah.
Now remember, Jim, how it all worked out after that first round of pit stops. How everything went down. Cornprost come out 2 seconds ahead of
Yep.
Scott Casanave. Now he's got him by 4 seconds.
Yep.
Big
Almost 5.
difference. Big difference. Yeah,
And
5 seconds, really.
Casanave has probably got to take it relatively easy on this lap because these tires are not up to temperature, and he could, in theory, send it and have it slip out from under him somewhere. You know, like turning it down to the bottom like this. You know, I know they got grip because they're new, but they're cold, and this track's cold. Speaking of cold, let's see what the temperature of the track is right now. Did it drop any? Nope, stayed the same.
Right at it, 66. And something else, Jim, you know, with just not only with the cold track, we talked about how worn out the surface is and just all these factors that Auto Club Speedway of just what it made or just what made it, you know, such a damn good race. It's damn it. Boy, they were 3 wide coming off turn 2. Almost had a hell of a wreck back there. But the seams here, I mean, you see it,
Yes.
you know, as old as this place is. Look at the, you know, those black lines.
they
There's
got
those,
tar
those
patches,
seams.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They straddle those seams. That's a bad spot. It could really upset the truck. They could get loose, you know, tight, bottom out, do all kinds of stuff. And not only that, but just how old this surface is. I mean, me and you, we've raced here. Anybody that has not raced here in a sim, it is bumpy as hell. It is like driving down a back road here in Northwest Georgia. It will beat you to death, especially going into turn 3. This place is bumpy as all get out.
Well, what's funny is, you know, it's big and it's got enough banking that you feel like you can just plow it off into these turns, but man, you cannot. You know, it will get away from you quick, and next thing you know, you'll come pushing up out of 2 or 4 and hit the wall. You know, this is not the easiest place to race. I think it has this reputation that it's an easy place to race. The only thing that makes this place easy to race is it has multiple grooves and it's a big old huge track. So you got room for the field to spread out, and it's not as dangerous out there because the cars aren't necessarily right on top of each other like a Bristol or something, you know. But as far as easy to drive, it is not that. It is not easy to drive.
No, it is absolutely not. You know, I love racing here. I love running that high side over in turn 1 and 2 and also 3 and 4, but I really love running right up against on the cushion over in 1 and 2, really as you know, a delight if you can pull it.
You old dirt track racer, you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I mean, that's,
ain't no
that's
cushion
Northwest
here.
Georgia, baby. That's Northwest Georgia, baby. That's how we roll up here. You know, we got dirt tracks up here. North Georgia Speedway.
You got that red mud.
Oh,
you got that red clay up there too.
Oh yeah. It's one of a kind. We'll put it that way. As far as dirt track racing goes, there you see some more battles going on here on the screen. There's Alan Marr in the 9. He's got Cullison right behind him, trying to mix it up as well. So, what you gonna do? What are we doing?
We're gonna get a good look at this surface here while we're right on board with Cullison here as he's behind Marr, just to give people a little closer look at the surface and watch the trucks kind of bounce around and stuff like that. I mean, bear in mind, folks, you know, something that we really haven't talked about a lot here, these trucks are flying. These trucks are going into these turns, they're approaching 190 miles an hour. I mean, you know, they are flat hooked up here. I mean, you know, you can see them bouncing all around. Look at it. 180 miles an hour, and that thing's bouncing all over the place.
I mean, bouncing all over the place, just trying to hold on literally for dear life is what he's trying to do. What all these drivers is just trying to do, just to try to hold on to what they got and try to be able to make it another 25 laps here at United Auto Club. Cornprost still leads it. Casanave sitting in second. He got a big old gap over the whole field with Bobby Joe, Rusty Robinson, and Ronald Robertson. Once again, believe it or not, there you see them.
Jockey, there they are.
They cannot get away from one another. Why? Why, Jim? They're always around one another. The Double R is always racing one another. I think they do it to us on purpose. I really think they do. I really think they do it to us on purpose. I really do. I'm sorry, but I think they really
it's
do.
you they're after.
I
They
wouldn't
like
doubt it.
me. It's you they like. Who am I kidding? It's not like they're saying, I hope Jim comes back next season every interview. they don't mention me. Jake, we hope you come back.
Well, all of that
So-
is still, all of that's still, we're still thinking on it. We still got stuff we're trying to think about.
Yes, we do. But so we pitted. How many laps ago now? They pitted. Castanet pitted at 69. So we were about 10 laps, 9 laps in, something like that on the set of tires. He was a little over 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds back. He has got it down to 3 seconds now as the interval. So the question is can Corn Prost hold on?
That's the big trick out of this, honestly.
It
Jim.
is. No, it is. I mean, and if we're going to look out his windshield here real quick, let's see, there's a car up there ahead of him. I don't know who that is, but he needs to take advantage of that. He needs to use that draft to help him suck on along, take advantage of everything he's got out there. If he gets within a second and a quarter or so, he probably start picking up some draft off of him. It'll get a little stronger when he gets inside of a second. But, take advantage of it. I mean, he's clearly running the line he likes. But now he hit the wall.
Uh-oh.
He just bumped the wall.
And that's something you don't want to do, Jim, if you're trying to get away. You don't want to hit the wall.
That just cost him a quarter of a second right there. He just lost 2.5 tenths to Scott right there. Just from that little scuff of the wall, just that lightest little touch of the wall, and that was 0.2 of a second.
Trying to hold on for everything that he's got. Coming this time with 20 laps to go. Corn Prost about 2 3/4 of a second. Now it's getting down to 2.5 seconds. Castanet tried to send it through 3 and 4, trying to gang up every little bit that he can.
Sparks there. You saw that? He sparked off the wall again.
He's getting everything he can get out of it.
Yeah, is he? I think he's up there trying to ride that higher line, trying to take advantage of that draft on whoever that is in front of him there. I can't tell who that is, but
might be Mike.
Anyway.
No, I'm not. No, I believe that might be James
Mike.
Borden. Is it Borden?
Is it? It might be. Let me see.
Could be wrong though.
No. Wrestler? Yeah, it's Wrestler.
Wrestler. Okay.
Yeah, that's who it is. See, hit the wall again. Man, look, I know I love that high line too, but get the hell off that high line.
Well, but Jim, do you think maybe it's him overdriving the truck, or do you think maybe, like you said, trying to get that draft off a Wrestler that maybe
he's trying to
dirty air?
save his tires. He's trying to save. No, dirty air is not at that distance. Dirty air is when you're within 2-3 tenths. Up till then it's still a draft. But I think he's trying to save his tires and trying to catch a little draft. And his truck, he does not like.
Oh, damn! Well, he ain't gonna play that game anymore.
Nah, he's done with that. But I tell you what, Scott has closed up. We're talking 3 laps here. Scott has made up a second. With these laps, 3 or 4 laps where he's touched the wall a couple times and all of that. Now let's see what happens with Scott involving the lap truck. Scott's using that draft, sucking right up behind him there. Let's see how Scott handles it in the turns here. Yep, he's not gonna flirt with the high line here. He's gonna stay on his low line down there. Old Lohmeyer, Corn Prost was trying to run that high, wide, and handsome. That ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't Harry Gant,
Oh, I mean, it's not, Jim, but, if you think about it, we've been sitting here watching Scott Castanave. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, there might have been one or two times, maybe one or two times we saw that 03 jump up there and maybe run up against the
Yeah.
wall.
No,
Most
I
of the
agree.
time we seen Scott, he has been riding
Middle,
right on
middle,
middle,
middle
but
to low. Yep.
middle to low,
Middle
but
to low.
more
That's
down
right.
there on the bottom side in the cellar.
Yep.
Obviously, where Grandpappy hides that moonshine from Granny, that's where he has been most of the night.
Well, I think that somebody asked in chat, what time does this league start? They basically go green at about 9 p.m. Eastern time. I believe
Ish.
that's correct, right?
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah,
Yeah.
9 p.m. ish. Practice probably starts an hour before that, so practice will start roughly around 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's a good league if you're interested there.
And think about it, hell, they got recruiting races coming up, obviously in the
Yeah,
off season
yeah.
as well. We already got people asking to want to get in the race league. We ain't even got to the recruitment races yet. So
Yeah, no, that's true, man. I tell you what, it's a good league. I tell you what, you'd be blessed to get in this league, and they don't play any BS in here. They're not gonna have a bunch of mouthing and jawing at each other. That's not what these guys are about. This is an adult league. I mean, they act and they behave like adults. They're, good folks. They do charity stuff, But if that's the kind of league you're looking for, a no BS, good friendly guys, help you get faster, share setups with you, all those kind of things, that's this kind of league. Get yourself involved. Not to mention, one of the best broadcast crews in all of sim racing.
very much
I just
so,
had to throw
obviously.
that out there.
Yeah, I mean, well, hell, you can't help it. I mean,
So,
throw it out there.
15 laps, 15 laps in a second and a half. I don't know, man. I love the strategy, and I promoted it. I believe in it, but I don't know if Austin has got enough to hold him off. I think he could end up just like he did on that last tire run, right at the end. He's going to catch him and could pass him. We'll see. It's going to be tough. But that being said, we only got 9 cars on the lead lap still. So,
You know what?
it's,
You know what Scott's thinking? You know what Scott's thinking out of all this? You know what he's thinking?
What?
Money, baby.
That's
I'm
right.
coming. He is coming. Honestly, he is literally going to reel him in. But, Jim, we've talked about it before. Catching him's one thing, passing him's another.
But it doesn't matter. The thing is, he's ahead. He's ahead of Bobby Joe.
Right.
He could run second here, and the championship's going to be his.
Pretty much, yeah.
Almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really close to him starting and parking and winning the championship next week. It may not be exactly that, but he's going to be at least 18 points ahead, possibly 19 points ahead because he's led a lot of laps tonight. And I don't know who has the fastest lap so far.
Corn Prost.
Shocking. Is it Corn Prost?
Yes.
It is, okay. So, I mean, he's going to be, even if it finishes just like this, he's going to be 18 or 19 points ahead going into next week. That's pretty much a start and park situation, and he wins the championship. And we know he's not going to start and park. So, it really, Bobby Joe needed to finish ahead of him. Even if it was just one place, he needed to finish ahead of him. And
well, it ain't over yet, though.
Well, but I mean, Cassidy would have to tear it up at this point. Bobby Joe is 15 seconds behind them.
Well, what I mean by that, when we're 11 laps to go, not necessarily for Scott, but you get a caution. Who knows?
Sure.
I mean,
No, I agree.
I know.
I know you're playing devil's advocate there, and that's true. That's what we do. But the reality of this situation is Bobby Joe needed to have a better night than this, and Scott, for Bobby Joe's sake, did not need to be running in first or second place.
True.
So it's going to be a tough haul from here for sure. And I'm not so sure that Scott ain't got his eyes on winning this race because he's closing that gap right on up.
I already got it under a second. trying to reel in Austin Cornprost, and Cornprost's going to have to figure out how to make that or that number 95 Toyota about 4 or 5 lanes wide to try to hold off this 03 of Scott Cassidy, who that
now he's
time
got
by.
draft now too.
Yeah. I mean, he was about a tenth of. I mean, he's about a tenth of a lap faster. Both drivers, except for Brandon Ressler, who is technically right behind him. Technically, he's in the draft. Oh hell. Oh well, it could be game over right here. But I mean, those are the only 2 drivers that's hitting 41s. You know, so far, which actually now Cornpro's hit a 42. Scott, the only one to hit a 41 out here on the racetrack. And it's pretty much all she wrote at this point.
Yeah, he's gone right here. We'll have to see how it goes. Oh, and Cornprost just hit the wall and caught a wiggle coming off of it. Oh. Say goodnight. Night, John boy. You don't know about that, do you? You're too young for that.
Oh, yeah, the Waltons. Yeah, I know about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You must have watched that with your grandpa or something.
My dad and my aunt.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Well, my dad was a big Waltons. Oh, yeah, Waltons, absolutely. Good night, Mary Ellen.
Yeah, I'll basically put it in layman's terms, you know, that my son would probably be able to understand, you know, see you later, alligator, and a wild crocodile. That's pretty much what Scott's saying right now. See you later, Hoss. Take it off. He is already up to about 3/10 of a second over Austin Cornprost.
Yeah, I mean, Austin's going to stay, you know, I think roughly with him here to a degree. He's at the draft and all, but you know, Scott's clearly been the fastest truck all night, and I think Austin executed the strategy just about as good as he could have to give himself the best shot to win this race, and I believe he did that. I believe his tires have fallen off dramatically. I think he was pushing pretty hard, and all those laps that he was scuffing that wall, I think he was pushing pretty hard, because if you look here, he's got a lap truck of Brandon Ressler, who is significantly behind, multiple laps down, and is keeping up with him with no problem right now.
He's trying, you know, any way that he can. You know, Ressler maybe trying to help out Cornprost one way or another. I mean, who the hell knows at this point? But 7 to go, Castanet. I mean, pretty much like we talked about, you know, just, you know, not too long ago. Obviously, Jim, you know, if somehow or another, you know, Castanet, I mean, he wins here tonight, like you said, it's pretty much a starting part next week. And it's pretty much all she wrote. It's pretty much game over. He starts next week, depending on how many people show up. Now, you know, that's a big factor as well.
Right, but it would take 25 or 30 people to show up to make enough of a gap, you know, and that's probably not going to happen at the end of a season, you know. Some of these guys, you know, they're kind of out of it and missed a couple of races, and you know how that goes, man.
Come on, everybody wanting to get in. That guy, whoever it was that was wanting to get in, you know, get everybody in here, make it interesting. Come on, let's see what happens.
Should we put a bounty on Scott's head for next week?
They're going to come back and listen to this, and they're going to be like, damn.
Oh, they're going to fire me. Oh, yeah, we're getting fired.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, Jake, we don't really want you to come back that much. Thanks.
Yeah, we were just BSing with you. Nah. Bud Light Mike up into the wall over there at 3 and 4. Oh, Lord.
Mike, what are you doing, man? Stay out of the wall, Mike. I'll tell you what, it was good to have Mike up in the booth earlier this year. This season. I was glad to see him get that podium finish.
Talladega,
really excited.
yes.
Yeah, really excited for him. That was good. A lot of fun.
I mean, you know, and you love to see that. I mean, you really do, you know, Jim. You know, I mean, there's that old saying that a lot of people say, you know, you hate to see it, you really do, but you love to see it, you really do for you know, for guys like Bud Light Mike and drivers like that we don't necessarily get a chance to talk to, to you know, for them to finish up there on the podium and get a chance to, you know, for everybody to see who they are and, you know, them talk about themselves and all that cool stuff. I mean, that is big for a driver like Bud Light Mike to be able to get that podium finish. We've had a lot of great finishes, and, you know, a lot of great drivers throughout this season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, and as we got 4 to go here, you know, with 1 race left in the season, you know, I mean, look, man, when I race in a league that is broadcasted, you know, it's a big deal to get interviewed. I don't care if you're 20 years old or 60 years old. You know, if you're good enough to get up there and get yourself a podium spot, and get interviewed. It's a big deal. It's fun. That's why people sign up to broadcast, to get these races broadcast, and that's why people want to join leagues that have good broadcasting. It's fun, man. It's fun to watch yourself. It's it's entertaining to go back and watch these. I mean, if you're lucky enough to get a hold of a decent broadcast, and maybe these guys will eventually hire somebody who's decent at it. But until then, we're here. um, but I mean, it's kind of like the closest most of us are ever going to get to racing, and get to see ourselves on TV or something. And it's it's a lot of fun, man. That's how I got into broadcasting. I got into broadcasting because I joined a league that had their races broadcast because I wanted to see myself on the broadcast, and my son saw it, and he was like, "Wait a minute, that's a sim race?" He was just blown away because he didn't know you had broadcasting like this, and that's how I got started, man. And I loved it so much that I contacted the guy and I said, "Hey, man, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I want to start broadcasting on my own. Will you teach me how to do it?" And he said, "Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You got a big old set of balls on you for asking me that." But he goes, "I will." And he did. And here I am. Still don't know what I'm doing, but I at least got the equipment now.
Well, I'll say this, the man here tonight at Auto Club that has literally the biggest set of cojones with the Hard Tire Motorsports Truck Series leading the race and coming around through 3 and 4 here on the final lap. Your point leader, and odds are, when it's all said and done, will be the Season 10 champion. Scott Cassidy wins it here tonight at Auto Club. Able to hold off Austin Cornpros, take the win here tonight in the T.W. Perry Builders First Source 200. We're going to have to wait a little bit till Bobby Joe and Ronald Robertson are able to slide by here and get across the line. Here they are trying to work their way. Bobby Joe comes home with the third. Robertson fourth. He's able to beat out Robinson for the top 5 spot. And then Lohmeyer, Harrison, Cullison, Marr, and Bud Light Mike rounding out the top 10. But it's pretty much all she wrote as far as the points goes. Odds are we pretty much. Oh, whoa, wait a second. Did you catch that?
No, what?
Robertson coming through 1 and 2. Looked like he kind of got door banged a little bit right there.
Robinson in the red truck? This one?
Robertson and
Robertson.
Robertson and Robinson, they might have had a little door bang right there at the end. We may have to check that out.
Oh, did they?
Maybe. Right there coming off of 2 right there coming after the checkered. There was a little door bang, little door check right there. At least it looked like it. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm trying to start something. I don't know.
Well, that's all right. We love a little something. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Before this, or?
It was before this right here.
Oh,
ooh,
that?
Who was that?
I don't know, but that was that's Benny Jones.
We may have to see if we can go back and check it. Right here it is.
Oh, that was a racing accident. I don't think that was anything.
Like I said, you know me. I always try to start stuff one way or another.
That's all right. You like beef. That's good. But I don't think that was anything. If it's not gonna let me do it again. Yeah, I don't think that was. I don't think that was much of nothing. No.
Maybe not. But.
All right, we'll go back. Let's see. We'll jump back one more time. See if it'll let me do it one more time. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that was just those guys. Yeah, I don't think that was anything. Anyway, we don't want to start it up anyway. We like those guys. All right, let's go see some race results here.
Let's see what happened out of this. Scott Cassidy obviously with the win here tonight.
Last time we called out some beef, we got guys kicked out of the league for it. So
yeah, we don't need none of that. We were just
we were
just
playing.
Racing incident. It was a racing incident. We'll just call it like it was. Cassidy with the win. Cornpro second. Bobby Joe third. Obviously, Ronald Robertson, Rusty Robinson, Rounding out the top 5, Lohmeyer, Harrison, Cullison, Marr, Bud Light, Mike. Rounding out the top 10, Nicholas Mater, Benny Jones, BJ Lane the third, James Borden, Brandon Wrestler, William Martin, Ryan Perone, the 17 drivers that got her done here tonight for the TW Perry Builders First Source 200 at Auto Club for round 11 of season 10 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. We're going to round up your podium finishers, bring it on back, post-race analysis here on MotorMouth Broadcasting and also on Redneck Announcer Productions. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we don't want to get nobody else kicked out.
No
especially
shit.
especially not Robertson. He was involved in that first incident.
Had been fucked up on that whole deal.
No, but I don't think. Well, I think he was. I think he just went to go on the lower side of Benny there, and I think Benny just drifted down.
I didn't realize it was that much, man. I didn't. Excuse me.
Whoa, now hey, now we're on the
Excuse me.
air.
Sorry about that. We are.
No,
Oh,
but
good.
I wanted,
Well,
I
on
wanted to
one
make you feel bad about it.
Well, on one stream
That's
we
embarrassing.
Well, that's true. We are.
That's
We're on-
embarrassing. Sorry, my
we're
bad.
on-
I apologize, everybody.
We're on
we
Jake's
don't give a
behind the-
shit.
Well, we're on Jake's behind the scenes thing he's doing, but
Okay.
no, we're good. It's he just started him up a new little YouTube channel, and he wanted to show behind the scenes of what he does when he's broadcasting a race. So
Entertainment,
Okay.
and laughing and
I
cutting
probably
up,
wanna-
uncensored, all kinds of cool shit.
yeah, that's all that stuff. What we say during the commercials. So y'all don't go watch it. All right. We like this job.
Okay.
We like to keep it, so y'all don't go look at that.
I like
All
to
right,
see
let's
what he
get-
has in store for
Thanks,
next week.
Jim. I appreciate that. I think it.
Yeah, well-
thank you, Jim. I already tried to
Well,
throw my damn
I'm
channel under
trying-
the bus. What
Well,
the
I'm
hell?
trying to keep our job, if you don't mind. We already done said
Well, I
about
get
5 things to get us fired during this race
Oh,
once
my
they
God.
go watch it. So, all right, let's run one more for TW Perry since we put them as a race sponsor this week, and then we'll go back live. But yeah, good fun. That was a good one. We won't. We'll wait and talk about it though on the air. Don't want to talk about all the good stuff before we get there.
Okay.
Save it.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Half
Don't
the
be
season.
starting
I
that
didn't-
mess.
I know, right? Yeah, especially I got to get up at crack of dawn in the morning. I got to go to the test at the hospital. All right, here we go.
Back here at Auto Club on a Wildwood here tonight. Caution-free race all the way from the drop of the green flag all the way to the checkered flag. Scott Cassidy, another win, gets it done at Auto Club. Scott, odds are, depending on how the points, you come into tonight, you were 17 points ahead of Bobby Joe. You finish ahead of him again, one race left. Odds are, my Georgia math ain't the best in the world. But by what we were adding up and everything, you basically got a starting part next week, and you pretty much ended up winning the championship as far as we can add it up. We could be wrong, but that's how we're adding it up. But
well,
obviously,
let's put it this way: we
yeah,
got Georgia math and Louisiana math. So
it's not the best in the world, but
we could be off, but
we could
Well,
be
it's
off. But
It's 445 to 424. So
yeah.
there's the correct points for you.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it is
Pretty
it's
close,
pretty
but-
much a done
445.
deal.
445, 424. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's pretty
but-
much a done deal.
But anyway, Scott, buddy, congratulations on the win, buddy. Tell us about it.
Man, this was a super tough race, and State changed this arrow. You got to really watch what you're doing. If you got to get out front, and if somebody tries to come down low and cuts up on you, you just lose the front end. You got to really drive this truck. But I love it. It makes for some great racing, and you got to hang on to it. But it was a good race. I had a good, strong car. Felt good about it. AK, just couldn't seem to shake him. I knew he was going to take the lead, short pitting me there, but I knew if I just stayed steady and consistent and hit my marks, I'd be right there.
Well, that pretty much sums up the entire broadcast right there in a nutshell. The whole time I'm screaming short pit him, and it worked both times. He took the lead on you, and but you were able to run him down at the end of those runs, and get back ahead of him. But yeah, a good impressive run from you tonight, and it was well.
Thank
It's just been that season. It's just been your year this year for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Knock on wood. I've stayed out of trouble. I've had some good luck. It's paid off. You're right.
I mean, there's definitely luck involved. We all know that. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
it
so
sure
easy to
is.
get caught up in somebody else's mess. But yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. If you start off the year at Talladega and you have a bad race, that could really set you back right there.
That's true.
And I
Very
had a
much
I had a
good.
good finish. I just tried to stay where I was. I didn't want I was just gonna push whoever, and it paid off. Every race was pretty good, so I'll take it.
Scott Cassidy with the win here tonight at Auto Club. Pretty much a stranglehold. Pretty much going to Kansas. Pretty much got it locked up. But Scott, buddy, congratulations on the win here tonight, buddy. Appreciate your time as always. Thank those sponsors and any shout outs.
Alan Tillery, T.W. Perry, Bass Tire, Buchanan Resort, Rusty, all the guys, man, all our sponsors, we appreciate it. Uh, and look forward to seeing you next season, Jake. Appreciate it.
See,
He
what
is
I'm telling
riding
you?
it. He is
Yeah.
riding that train 9 ways to Sunday. He
every
really is.
every week since we hinted that you might not be back next year, he has done it every single week since then.
Hey,
He
well,
hadn't
just
missed a
let me
week.
say this, man. Either way, much love, man. Y'all do a great job broadcasting. We really appreciate you guys both. It's been awesome to have you guys do our broadcast, and
He had
I'll
to
leave
add
that
that
there.
both. He had to add
Yeah,
that
well,
both in there to help you out there, little Jim.
I know. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, and I was trying to make Jake feel bad.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
We like both of you, but we really like Jake. We'd like to
I
have him back.
no, that ain't the case. I said Jim too. I said both of
I
you
mean,
guys.
Jim's got that equipment, but we really like Jake.
Well, we
as
like both of you guys. That's why I threw that out there.
as some of two of my favorite radio DJs, they retired last year. I got to pretty much call them out from this one. John Boy and Billy, they always said, "Love you, mean it." That's what we think about you guys. We love you and we
That's
mean
right.
it. Well, Scott
Wait,
Cassidy with the
I got
win. Or Scott Cassidy with the win here tonight at Auto Club, buddy. Congratulations on the win. Appreciate your time. We'll see you for the season finale at Kansas next
Thank,
Sunday night.
thank you. Y'all have a good night.
All right, buddy.
That was Scott Cassidy gets the win here tonight. Go to second place finisher. Old Lightning McQueen, AK. Austin Cornpro's coming home with a P2 here tonight. Austin, buddy, congratulations on the finish. You done something different. You tried to do whatever you could, any kind of way to try to hold, just to try to do something different than Scott to be able to try to get it done. Is there anything else you probably could have done to maybe try to beat Scott here tonight, or was it pretty much P2 from what you saw?
No, it's P2. I drove the piss out this truck tonight. Just being honest with you, I knew he was faster than me all night, so that's why I was short pitting him, just try to get the advantage. And after that second pit stop, I saw that I had more than a 4-second gap on him, so I just drove the wheels off of it, and then it started really getting loose. I was
Well,
seeing the
to
Tokyo
be honest
drift
with you,
on.
I think you just summed it up. You drove the wheels off of it. I think
Yep.
might have been the problem there on that last run. It looked like you kind of wore the tires out on it, and you started scuffing the wall there, especially when you was behind Wrestler. You was trying to, I guess, catch that draft off Wrestler, and it looked like it pushed you up into the wall a couple times, and that really kind of took your momentum away a little bit, and it seemed like it took your tires away a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was trying to use his draft for my advantage, but if you get too close, like Scott said, man, it just pushes like crazy.
Well,
Well,
you did all you could do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I like. You did something different, like we heard in a broadcast we did earlier this week. If you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader.
that's right. That's right.
And so you tried something different, and it worked. I mean, it just wasn't quite enough, but
Yep.
he got you out in front, and he had to pass you twice. So that's all
And
you can ask for.
I know I'm out of the points, so I'm just glad to be back racing. And once Scott got close, and I was loose, I just let him by. There's no need to ruin both of our race at that point. So
I'm sure that. Well, he won't admit it, but I'm sure that Bobby Joe was hoping you was about to ruin.
I know
He-
Bobby Joe's hoping for a
he-
caution.
yeah, he ain't gonna admit that. He's too nice of a guy to ever admit that. But you can believe he was hoping that you slid up into Scott or slid down into Scott there and took him out. But um, no, but hey, good job, man. It's good to have you back this week, and I'm looking forward to next season. I tell you, I really am. I think you guys are y'all you got a group of you that's really fast, and it's gonna be fun to watch y'all race all year again. I
Yeah,
think if your luck would have been a little different earlier in the year, I think this would have been a different season too.
yeah, yeah. Didn't start off good at Talladega for me, so
No, no, and especially not in the in the broadcasting booth because I pretty much criticized you for trying to take out the leader there, running down pit road to go get the leader. Um, but it was entertaining either way. It made for a good little controversy right off the bat.
yeah, buddy.
Well,
All
Austin,
right,
buddy,
man.
you get the P2 here tonight. Congratulations
Hey,
on the
and thank
run.
your sponsor
Yeah,
because they are the
yeah,
race
thank your
sponsor
sponsors.
tonight too.
Yeah, T.W. Perry, Alan Tillery, Bass Tire. Want to thank y'all. Can't wait for what both of you have in store for next year for us. And yeah, just all the league sponsors help every week. We appreciate it, and yeah, can't wait for next season start.
Austin Corn Pros P2 here tonight. We'll see what he can do at the mile and a halfer, Kansas next week, buddy. Austin, good run, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Thank y'all.
That was Austin Corn Pros P2 to here tonight. We'll go to Bobby Joe. Finishes P3. Bobby, I gotta go ahead and call it. Look, now I said it live on the air. Maybe I shouldn't have said it. Maybe I may get rammed for it one way or another. But you had to be hoping. I mean, granted, Scott's your teammate. Y'all are good buddies, and I said it. And Jim, we said it. You had to be sitting there hoping like hell that Scott didn't show up or he wrecked and burned through his faster pair and wrecked out twice. You had to hope something happened to Scott tonight to have a shot when you go to Kansas next week, but you come home P3, buddy.
Well, hell, as long as it wasn't me that was wrecking him, I was okay with it. But
That's what I'm talking about.
and I'm like Austin. We both got wrecked out at Daytona at the beginning of the season, and that
Yep.
really put a whooping on me.
Well, that's what we said. We said that earlier in the broadcast. I thought that you had trouble early in the season, and that really, in the end, it was the difference. That few, it would have been a little bit different points race if that had to happen. So,
Well, we've had some awesome finishes. I mean, Scott and Austin are super fast. They were killing it tonight, and we I mean, me and Scott's had points finishes at the end of the season, 2 points. So it's usually pretty close. And
well, you better
he's
wreck him next week then if you want to get it
well,
close.
hell, I don't want him mad at me. He's my IT guy.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, that's right. Well,
But
he'll still win the championship. You'll just be a lot closer in the points. He won't be too mad.
yeah, I mean, hell, man, I feel like I've done everything I could. I won the last 2 races. Tonight, I just didn't have nothing for him. I kept getting loose, and then once I got gained a little ground on them pit stops, I just kind of managed Ronald, Rusty, and them, and
Well, I'm
it
gonna
just
be honest with you. I think that your play tonight would have been to pit even a lap earlier than Austin did. To try to have 2 or 3 laps or maybe even 4 laps on Scott with the fresher tires. To see if that would have helped. In the end, it probably would not have been enough because they were definitely in a kind of a different zip code than everybody else. But I think that looking back on it, if you'd have pitted, you know what I mean, if you'd have got yourself that 2 or 3 lap cushion on Scott each pit cycle, maybe that would have helped a little bit.
yeah, he'd have probably got me in the end. I mean, I was kind of hoping for a caution. I actually ran a couple of zeros in practice, and I think if we could have had a caution late, I could have made a run for them. But I don't know. On the long run, them two dudes, they had it going on.
They were fast. Ain't no doubt
I,
about that.
I ain't figured out what they were doing yet. But
Cheating.
next time I'm gonna get in the side of his car and watch him drive it, and see if I can't figure it out.
Oh, wow. Bobby Joe, baby, you come home with a P3 here tonight. Congratulations on the finish. Appreciate your time. As always, thank them sponsors and any shout outs.
All right, man. I thank Bass Tire for sponsoring me this season, and all the guys that sponsor this league. They're a great group of guys, and all the guys that race here. Um, I want to thank y'all. Y'all do a wonderful job, and you know I'm gonna throw it out there. You're coming back next season, or I'm gonna call your ass every week. But but man, I want to thank y'all. Y'all done a wonderful job. I mean, as soon as we get done racing, I think we all rush down there to watch the broadcast. So and we end up late for work on Monday. So
That's all
uh,
right.
but y'all do a great job, and we hope you return next season. If not, we'll take Jim. I mean, he does a good job
Oh,
too.
gee, thanks. He'll take me. See, Jake, you got to come back, man. I might be out of a job. You know, I need you, man. So I'm gonna start working on him now. But
You'll
hey,
be
by the
okay.
way, let's talk about real quick because we had some people asking out there tonight in the chat as well. Um, let's talk about during your 3 weeks off week in between the seasons, y'all are going to run a lot of recruitment races, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah,
So
we're
put
gonna
that
run them almost nightly. We still got a Wednesday night late model series that's gonna go on a couple weeks after
right.
this. Um, but yeah, we will be running recruitment races probably 3 or 4 nights a week, and we'll probably only take on 15 or 20 drivers because you end up losing some of them because
Sure.
we'll come bring them in and we like for them to come in and practice with us so we can kind of get them used to driving around us. I mean, you know, we like clean racing and but the guys who come in here and act a fool, we
Well,
kind of get rid
and I
of them.
talked about that during the broadcast. You'll see, that this is not a league to come in here and run your mouth and get all stupid. But if you're looking for an adult league where there's good, clean racing and good, like I said, some charity stuff along the way, just a bunch of good guys willing to help each other, help with setups, help you get faster, teach us some stuff, maybe. All that kind of stuff. This might be the league for you, and that's basically what I said during the broadcast. Come check them out. Um, if you're the right kind of person to fit in this league, it's a phenomenal league. It's not for
Yeah, we
everybody. It's not going to be for everybody, but
No, we
it,
definitely try to help everybody in here. I mean, even the fastest to the slowest, if we can help them, we do. And majority of the guys in this league are over 50. Now, some of them are
yeah,
almost 70.
yeah. Hey, that's the reason I took on this gig. Y'all make me feel young.
Yeah, oh, Bud Light, he's knocking on 70.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's 68. That Bud Light's
That's
keeping him kicking,
Yeah,
dude.
well, that's like it's almost like being embalmed. It's kind of good. It's like mummified, sort of.
Yeah,
Ain't a
yeah.
damn thing wrong with that. Bobby Joe, buddy, get the P3 here tonight. Congratulations on the finish. Appreciate your time. We'll see you at Kansas next week.
I thank y'all.
That was Bobby Joe. Bobby Lane Jr. with the P3 here tonight. Auto Club in the books, baby. Round 11, we're going to round 12, Kansas next week. Jim, buddy, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series guys. Your final take here tonight, sir.
I mean, honestly, it was about you could rinse and repeat every week. It's the same thing. Great racing, phenomenal night. No cautions here at Auto Club. Good racing. All came down to within a second or so battle at the end of the race. It does every week. This is just good stuff, man. Like I said, I hope that during the recruitment process they pick up 4 or 5 guys that can stick it out, and we get 20 to 25 guys in here that race like these guys do. And it's going to be insane, man. This is, honestly some of the very best oval racing that you're going to find, on iRacing. It's good, clean, good family friendly atmosphere. It's everything you could want.
One of the best leagues out there, Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. They are done here tonight at Auto Club. And what will be in store when we go to Kansas for the season finale, season 10 of this great league, we will find out when we go to Kansas next week. But, folks, that is going to do it for this broadcast here on Motormouth Broadcasting. Got to thank all the great sponsors, obviously, Chasing Muscle Cars, C&L Carpets, Allen Tillery. Love the Chevys. Love them. I drive one. Go check them out. Get you a Chevy, GMC, get it, either one of them you want, but they ain't got Fords, at least I don't think. But anyway, get you a Chevy, go to Allen Tillery. Obviously, Buckhead Resort, Bass Tar, and obviously T.W. Perry for the title sponsorship of the T.W. Perry, 200 here tonight at Auto Club. So thank you very much
Hey,
to
I want
those guys.
to I want to bring
Go ahead,
something
Jim.
up real quick before we go off the air. You talk about these sponsors and everything. I feel like if you and I got I don't know, a showcase, I will call it, right? Maybe of Buchanan Resort. During one of the off seasons, maybe we go spend a long weekend, 3 or 4 day weekend there with our wives and do a little fishing, maybe take a party barge out or something like that, and have a little fun. I think we'd be able to promote the resort better.
Yeah.
In for the coming races. I just want to put that out there just in case. If anybody from Buchanan Resort happens to watch these races back at the end, I just think it'd be good for business for us to be able to talk about what a great experience we had there. Okay, I'm done now.
Jim's going to push that all the way as much as they can. But, once again, thanks. Good Lord.
Jake
Thanks.
might come back if he got a guest spot at Buchanan Resort.
Oh, shout out to the sponsors, the drivers. Y'all put on a hell of a show. One of the best leagues on iRacing, one of the best leagues being Jim Call. You fans, y'all come out big numbers supporting this great league. BJ Lane, all the admin, here for the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series, guys. Thank you so much to them for entrusting us. So far this season, we got one more to go, but thank you very much to the admins for letting us come in here, call some racing, see some of the best racing on iRacing. Real quick, if you haven't yet, make sure you go like and subscribe to Motormouth Broadcasting and also my new YouTube channel. Go check it out. Redneck Announcer Productions, go check it out. We'll still have some more stuff going along the way on that one as well. Kind of give you a behind-the-scenes look at what we do in a broadcast booth and a little behind the scenes, maybe a little dirty language. So, hide your kids before you end up clicking on the live stream over there with the Redneck Announcer Productions. From a good buddy, Jim Cunningham, co-commentating and producing here tonight. I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Scott Cassidy have won it here tonight at Auto Club. But we ain't done yet. We going to Kansas, Dorothy's country, next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live and only on Motormouth Broadcasting. Is Scott gonna win him another one before the season's over with? You have to tune in and find out. We'll see you next Sunday night, folks.
Northeast country.
Damn right. Old fucking Dorothy.
Yep, old Dorothy.
All right,
All
everybody out there on the live chat, if there was anybody that watched it for 2 hours, God help you.
God bless you. Yeah.
God bless you. We are done. I will stop the stream. We are done.
All right. Well.